This gigantic box here holds something very impressive. This is the new TSW wheel from Moza Racing, aimed at truck sims. It's a very interesting concept, but more impressive is this little thing. Let's get into my review. Hey guys, Mike for Sim Racing 604, and today I'm going to be reviewing this TSW wheel from Moza Racing. And in the interest of disclosure, I will let you know this unit was sent to me for free for review, though no money changed hands. I don't offer affiliate links, and the words and opinions are my own. So this is one of their most anticipated products. So it focuses on truck sims. It's aimed at truck sims, American Truck Sim, Euro Truck Sim. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, isn't that kind of a niche thing to go after? No, actually, if you look on SteamDB and look at the active player count, you might be surprised to learn that the truck sims, like American Truck Sim, for example, has more concurrent players than ACC, AMS2, rFactor 2, Racer and Racing Experience, and EA Sports WRC combined. So truck sims are massively popular. So this is Moza Racing's attempt to get a piece of that marketplace. And this TSW wheel is that sort of opening salvo. And I say it's an opening salvo because there's going to be more. And it's nothing I can discuss at this moment. Just know that this TSW wheel is not the last piece of the puzzle. So perhaps middle of this year you might know more. But this is not the final chapter in Moza Racing's foray into truck sims. And I mentioned earlier that this is actually what is the star of the show. So this is their truck mount bracket. So what this does effectively is allows you to mount your wheelbase inverted and at an angle. So if you look at the interior of a semi-truck, which of course Euro Truck Sim, American Truck Sim is what you will be primarily driving, oftentimes the wheels, and you might be used to almost vertical or slightly pitched toward the driver's face in a GT or Formula car, but in a truck, it can lay almost flat. And I'm thinking this might also be useful as a kart sim type scenario for some karts that have more flat steering wheels, or forklift sim or something like that. You could take this wherever you want. But the point is, this bracket allows you to mount your wheelbase in a different position. So let's start to go through the features, and we'll start with this TSW wheel through the magic of TV. Here it is. And probably the first thing you notice is that it is big. Massive thing. 400 mil across. Yeah, so 330 seems like a big wheel to most of us. This one is 400 across. So again, meant to emulate trucks. So it's kind of got faux leather across here and then perforated leather across the sides. No paddle shifters, notably. Again, going for that truck sim, you're not going to be paddle shifting this. You're going to be, automatic transmission or H-pattern shifting it. If we swing around to the front again, you could probably see some of these buttons. We've got turn signals and the like. We've got headlights. We've got wipers. So a lot of the functionality you would expect to see or expect to use in a truck sim. And then we even have an LED tachometer bar, which to me seems a bit out of place, but it is there just the same. What else do we have? We've got these two dials here, and then these knobs here, which rotate in addition to left, right, up, and down for each. And then we've got volume up and down, mute, and a few other different functions. So yeah, fairly basic in its design. Most of this in here is plastic, and again, it appears to be faux leather on the outside. So a fairly basic wheel, but it's not meant to be anything fancy. You don't want a big screen here. You don't want, carbon fiber paddle shifters or anything like that. It is designed specifically for truck sims, and that's what this TSW wheel delivers. And just before I move on to the mounting bracket, I just want to give you a comparison of size. So this is the CS wheel. This is the round wheel I'm used to using, and you can see it's absolutely eclipsed by this 400 mil wheel. So just comically large is this TSW wheel, but again, very purpose built. And here we have the bracket. So this is the truck mount bracket. So what this basically does, and I'll maybe orient it in a proper way. If you imagine your wheel plate or your desk is here, this comes over and clamps down. And it's got a lot of different pieces here, but basically what you're going to do is mount, in this case I have the R12, something like this. Or you can go fully inverted and mount it something like this. So depending on how you have your rig set up, basically this part of the mount, of the bracket rather, is designed to house the wheelbase. And it doesn't have to be a Moza wheelbase, by the way. This is drilled specifically for Moza, but it is a common pattern. This is to house that wheelbase, and then you can, by loosening up these bolts and the sister ones on the other side, you can adjust the pitch here. You can also adjust the height. So if you want your wheelbase to sit higher, you can do so. And so there's a good amount of customization on here. And by the way, this costs $50, and the TSW wheel is going to cost you $300. I'll talk more about price when I get into good, neutral, and bad. Hint, hint. But yeah, this is how it all comes together. So yeah, good amount of customization here on this bracket. This is what stole the show for me, because it's fairly easy to produce a wheel, but having the sort of pitch changed to accommodate more truck sims, or to be more friendly to truck sims, I think is pretty cool. I know Thrustmaster has the same thing, and possibly other manufacturers, but kudos to Moza for taking this on, because again, truck sims are a massive part of the sim racing space, or the simulation space, I should say, and Moza is aiming directly toward that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on the rig, and I'm going to do some test driving, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so here we are in American Truck Sim. Not a sim I play a lot, so admittedly I'm a little bit out of practice, so I've just got basically everything set to automatic, so don't mind me here. Just going to do my best to get this cargo safely to its destination. But as you can see by the angle of this wheel, it is a very unique, very interesting experience. Whoa, please get around there, trailer. Okay, good. A little concerned there. Just going to cheat my view over a little bit. Will I be able to see both? Yeah, there we go. All right, we are safely on the road. We need lights. Good thing I have lights mapped. Do I have lights mapped? Let's see, where are my lights? There's my lights. Awesome. Okay. Looking both ways. Am I going to be able to find a clearing in this traffic? I think we just got to go. Nobody from that way. Nobody from that way. Okay, good. Seems we made it safely. And we are on the road. Just a short little one here, showing 2 hours, 39 minutes on the GPS. But of course, as we know with the truck sims, that is not going to be accurate. We will get there probably in about 15-20 minutes time, I would say. Find ourselves in a drag race here with another truck. I'm going to go ahead and throw the cruise control on. Keep it at 55. Because I can drive 55. Let's see, looks like we're going to have to get off here. So turn signal. Is that right? No, that's not right. This is right. Is it right? That's still not right. I'm just going to keep my turn signal on for the rest of the journey, because that's how I roll. But yeah, so what are my impressions of driving with it? Well, it's excellent. It's really surprising. It's such a simple thing, but just having that freedom of angle, and right now I've got it at a very flat angle. I could come a lot more horizontal, vertical, depending on your perspective with the wheel, should I choose, but I've just got it like this to very much enhance the truck feeling. and it feels awesome. The wheel itself, I mean, the materials don't feel great. I like the sort of perforated materials around the sides here, but the top is rather smooth. But it does feel very sort of pedestrian, very what's the word I'm using for? Industrial. That's what I would say. Yeah, so overall, it's not a bad feeling. The size is perfect. It feels large. I like this sort of angle ability because I can kind of rest my arms here when I'm doing truck sim. And yeah, it just feels like I am on the open road. So it's a surprisingly simple thing, but feels really, really nice. So you can probably skip the rest of the driving section if you wish, but my impressions are generally very, very positive. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints. I would say the seating position, be careful with it, but because the wheelbase has to sit much lower than you're used to, like for example, my legs, you probably can't see my legs, but I have to kind of straddle the wheelbase. Now, with that said, I have it extra low because I'm running my R16. If you had like an R5 or an R12, you could seat it a lot higher. You could seat the wheelbase a lot higher and have more height to play with there. So you might be able to get your legs under it. Also, because I race GT so often, I have my pedals very high. But it's just something to be mindful of, that you might have issues with spacing for your legs, depending on the wheelbase you have and depending on your default setup. But you know, that's going to vary from person to person, so I can't say it's a huge issue for everyone, that's for sure. Where are we here? An hour and 32 minutes officially, 60 miles to go. Looking like we can just go straight forever and ever. That was the exit to Los Angeles and Malibu there. Doing fine for fatigue, doing fine for fuel, so we should make it no problem. So yeah, I don't know there's much else, but as you can see, I've got turn signal mapped. Both sides, of course. You saw I had cruise control mapped, engine start, headlights. You can map high beams here. Also got my view mapped, so I can look left or right while I swerve all over the road, and another button to home the view. So you can do whatever you want. There's also 2 dials up here that you can use, maybe for radio, things like that, or whatever you choose. Looks like this is going to be our exit, finally. Actually, this time, it's time to get off the road. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a sunrise here before the end of this video. Still a speed limit of 55. I am a rule follower, therefore I am keeping it under the speed limit. 38 miles to go now. We're going to keep in this lane because it looks like we're going to get off at the next exit toward Los Angeles. Interesting, we didn't take the previous Los Angeles exit, but this one just feels right. A little fast there. I gotta take off my cruise control. Get out of the way, tanker. Coming through. Still 55, although I think this will increase to 65 now that we're on this major highway here. Still no. Guess not. You see those palm trees ahead? This is a beautiful, fun game. When I was getting this installed, I fired up ATS for the first time in a long time. I love this title. There's few things more relaxing in the world than playing American Truck Sim. Anybody who makes their living as a streamer and ATS is your game. Is this me? No. And ATS is your game. You got it good. I hope you appreciate how good you have that. Oh no, that was my exit. So now I gotta go the long way around. Let's see here. Hard to tell sometimes, especially when you're a rookie of the sim like I am. Spotlights shining up in the sky. We are nearing Hollywood. Whoa, slow down there, Mikey. No speeding tickets. I want that 38,353 that's coming my way. Are we 45 miles an hour here, speed limit? We could do 46, right? Yeah, should be fine. This is pretty cool. I didn't know this existed. Pretty sure trucks wouldn't normally be allowed here, but that's okay. We're charting our own path. We're being brave. We're becoming what our parents dreamed for us, living out our dreams in Hollywood of breaking speed limits. All right, so coming up to our exit, looks like we will exit right. Quick look in the mirror there, nobody there. Coming up to a stoplight here. It looks like we will have the intersection green, so that's good. And this is where you really notice it. Like, the level of control you have is fantastic. I mean, it's no more or less control, I suppose, than a standard wheel. It just kind of feels more precise, more intuitive to steer with a big wheel like this, and with this orientation as well. Speeding again, 30 miles an hour. They don't want those Hollywood elites getting run over by a speeding truck, I suppose. Are we turning here, or are we going straight? Looks like we're going straight. I get a rolling start here, and that failed miserably. We're slowly getting up to speed. Let's go, you got this. So what is our next move here? We got 19 miles to go. Is this all just an elaborate U-turn because I missed my exit? Probably, but at least we get to see the sunrise. Come on, let's go, move it. Ain't got time for you, whatever you are. Chevy Malibu. Thought the sun would be fully up by now, but that's not been the case. There was room for me in that lane. Pardon me, Chevy Malibu. I didn't mean anything I just said. All right, let's go. Go, 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 go. Yes, a little bit of downhill there. Kept that momentum. All right, 16 miles to go. Yeah, this, it's so simple. Like, I was on a podcast not that long ago, and we were talking about truck sim, and I was saying that on paper, it doesn't work. Like, if you pitch somebody, hey, we're going to make a simulator about trucking, the first thing anyone would say logically is, well, okay, what do you do in this title? Is it like you upgrade your truck and, put rocket boosters on it and that kind of thing? No, you just drive around the country. Right, but you teleport to the next city, and the focus of it is parking it correctly, right? Well, not really. You'll fast track somewhat, but there's a lot of open road travel as well. They would shut you down immediately, I would think. Like, it just seems like such a, something that would not be fun for anybody, and yet it's immense fun. It's huge fun doing trucking sims. So that's my piece on truck sims. They shouldn't work, but they sure do. Huge fun. All right, left turn here. Here I come to save the day. Oh, look at that. Hollywood, you are beautiful. Or wherever I am. Speeding. Yeah, it's just so therapeutic. And I do have a drink holder here, and this feels like a good Friday night grab a beer style game. Are we close? 12 miles officially. Let's see here. Looks like we're clear. Keep it off. Oh, whoops. I don't know how to drive, apparently. Well, at least I got the green light this time. Excuse me, folks. Rookie driver coming through. Here's more like it. And we even got the green light here. The curb on the inside. A little bit over the curb. We're okay. We're okay. Red light. Come on, please turn green. Please turn green. Oh, sugar. All right. Now we will wait and accelerate ever so slowly. How much longer to go? 11 miles. 11 miles? Really? Really going through the big city of LA, aren't we? I thought this would be just off the highway, but unfortunately, I see how they got to 38,000 for this run. And look at that morning golden California sunshine. All right, I was hoping, I took the shortest job on offer, thinking this would just be quick, but alas, it is not. This is quite an epic journey. .45, here we go. Some momentum now. 15 in-game minutes here. Good, nobody else coming. We can just go. Oh, police! Did you see me roll through the red? Hope not. Are we staying off curb? Yes, good. There's a concrete median there. Sorry, folks. And the little rumble strips off the road, you can really feel that through the R16. That's the one good thing. I was saying earlier, like, it's difficult to use a wheelbase this large, but you do get extra bit of fidelity and it feels great. Not necessarily a title you need great force feedback in, of course, but what's there feels really nice through a more heavy-duty wheelbase. All right, so we're coming in to the end of our journey here. So that was the driving demo of this TSW wheel and accompanying bracket. I'm not going to let you watch me park a truck because I am horrendous at it. So we'll end there. We'll get back to the table, and I am going to share some final thoughts on this new product from Moza Racing. All right, so time for my final thoughts on the TSW wheel and the truck mount bracket from Moza Racing. And as usual, I'll go through my good, neutral, and bad. Good, things I like. Neutral, things I'm just kind of okay with. And bad, things I don't like. So the first thing in the good category is the immersion. It is so much fun to have a giant wheel in your hands to emulate a truck sim, or to emulate a truck wheel rather, in your favorite truck sim. And it just takes things to another place in terms of immersion. When you're driving like a GT style cockpit and the wheel is, almost vertical, it does take something away. So it is pretty cool to have it pitched like that, and definitely added immersion. Second thing, I like the fact that this bracket is compatible with other wheelbases and with other wheels. So if all you want is to take your existing Moza, or maybe even some other brands' wheelbase, invert it, get the pitch right for your favorite truck sim, you can do so. And not to mention, you don't have to buy this truck wheel. If you have a round wheel already, you can use it. So I like the fact that they didn't make this an entire ecosystem unto itself. The fact that you can reuse equipment you already have and get the same effect is a good thing. And also the buttons on this wheel, there's a good array of buttons that will cover most of the functionality and dials. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 7, 14 plus 14 buttons, it appears, plus 2 dials and 2 knobs. So good amount of buttons on offer here, and should be able to get most of the common functions of your favorite truck sim mapped to your wheel instead of having to reach for the keyboard all the time. And also in the good, we talk about the size. This thing is massive, huge, 400 mil. I love it. As far as, truck sim immersion, the size of this wheel matters. Again, you don't have to do it. You can use this bracket with your wheel and wheelbase that you already own. But should you have the money and should you just decide to go all in on truck sims, the 400 mil wheel is pretty cool. It's, more real feeling. And again, like I mentioned earlier, adds to that immersion. And then shifting the attention to the truck mount, $50. Pretty good value in my opinion. It's well made. It has a huge amount of customization options, and you can set the angle to your liking. You can set the height to your liking. And again, it's not necessarily 100% proprietary to the Moza ecosystem. So I do like the design of the truck bracket overall. And again, the value, $50, pretty good. And lastly, the QR. I will say this till I am hoarse. I will say this till the end of this channel. The quick release on Moza's ecosystem are excellent. There's a lot of manufacturers out there who make quick releases too complicated. Keep it simple. Moza has done effectively the same thing for years. And why change something that's not broken? It's wireless. It's firm. I really like the QR, and that does not change with this TSW wheel. And moving to the neutral, things I'm just kind of okay with. The first one is the materials here. It's faux leather, but it feels kind of plasticky, like it's really hard feeling. And, coming from somebody who has a lot of faux leather wheels, I don't mind if it's fake leather, but there's got to be a softness. This one's really firm, and maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe they were going for something that's going to last forever and, be able to let the wheel slide through your hands without rubbing off anything. Like, obviously, you would not want Alcantara for that. And I'm not saying that that's what it should be, but just in general, the feeling of the wheel itself, not great. And so and then it's all plastic in here. So yeah, just overall, the materials of the wheel, to me, fall in the neutral category. Is it fine? Yes. Is it bad? No. Is it great? No. So I'll land it in my neutral category. Also in the neutral, this truck mount bracket, the way it's set up, and granted, most people will not be using wheelbases as large as mine. I'm using the R16, which is effectively the top of the line. There's one above it, but it's the same form factor. If you put a heavy wheelbase in here, you could expect that there will be some motion. You can see that I've got it set all the way to the bottom, and just because of physics, you're going to get a little bit of motion. You probably saw a little bit in the video, so it's not 100% firm. This is not something where you're driving like a GT3 car in a sim or something, and you want it 100% rock solid. That little bit of movement is probably fine, so I've landed it in the neutral category. And also worth noting that if you had it up higher, or if you had a regular sized wheelbase, you wouldn't get that effect. But just know that if you're installing a very large wheelbase at full extension like I have it, there could be some motion within that. So moving now to the bad things I don't like, and the first one is something I never thought I would have to say about Moza Racing. It's overpriced. $300 for this is high. Moza, to me, has always been a value-oriented brand. They've done a great job. Some of the prices of their products blow my mind. I don't know how they keep them so low, but I think they deliver excellent products for a good price. $300 is too much for this, in my opinion. Again, it's all plastic and the faux leather, and absent paddle shifters, absent any sort of screens, just kind of basic LED bar. This one just seems out of line with the typical Moza pricing strategy. Is it hideously expensive? No, but is it sort of out of whack with everything else in the Moza lineup? Yeah, 300 seems high for this to me. So I'm going to put that in the bad category, unfortunately, that I just don't like the price of this. I think it's too much. I don't know how much it should cost, but I was thinking more in the $200 to $250 kind of range. But $300 for this seems like a lot. It feels like you're paying by size as opposed to quality. And lastly, in the bad category, these knobs here feel really cheap. The rest of it is plastic, but got a good click to them. But these little knobs here, they feel really cheap. They fall below the grade of most Moza products. And again, going back to value for $300, I expect more than that. I don't want it any taller, like it should sit flush, but these ones just kind of feel cheesy and cheap to me. So that's the second in the bad category. So overall, very impressed with this. I'm not a hardcore truck sim person, but even I had a blast with this product. Is it first to market? No. But is it really well made? Yes. This truck bracket is fantastic. And the big old 400 mil wheel, a great way to immerse yourself into the world of truck sims. I'm very impressed with it overall. The price I don't agree with, but generally I think it's very, very good, and Moza's done a great job. If you're into truck sims, I would recommend you give this some consideration. And again, you can double check the specs when this drops. You can go online and just get the measurements for, you know, the holes of this and how wide this is, and see if your own wheelbase will fit in there. And if it does, and you do a lot of truck sims, massive recommendation on this bracket, because it just changed my experience totally for truck sims. And this wheel, again, I feel it's overpriced, but if you're looking for something very large and mapped out for functionality of truck sims, this would be a recommendation from me as well. Overall, great job. Thank you to Moza for sending me this. Thank you to you for watching, and we will see you next time.